Hi, welcome back to my studio. In this video I'm going to do a little product demonstration. Quite an interesting product, and one of the things that you always have to make sure of is that your painting surface is well primed. I typically use gesso and I brush it on. Maybe use a palette knife for canvases, but I'm still brushing it on in the final stages to get a nice smooth surface. And it does take a bit of time, and then you got to wait for it to dry as well, which also adds some hours to the process. And normally I would paint on the surface the following day, give it a good overnight to dry completely. So naturally I was interested in a new product that a company called Krylon has brought out. It is a spray gesso. Krylon actually make a lot of excellent spray products, especially fixatives for pastel or pencil crayon drawings, but I haven't seen gesso spray. So I tried it out, and interesting results. So let's have a look and see what happened. Okay, read the directions carefully. As you can see, it can be used on canvas and panels and other surfaces as well. Give it a good shake up and apply it in the usual way you would do with spray paint. As you can see, very quick way to get your panel primed up. It should be dry after 15 minutes and ready to use within half an hour, but I gave it 3 hours. It was perfectly dry. I thought I would test it out with different paint. So some acrylic on the left hand side, and then on the right I'm going to apply some oil paint, just some ultramarine blue straight out the tube. And then I added some white spirits to some paint and applied that as well. And I noticed this happening. The white spirits seemed to dissolve the priming layer. Even though I left the paint to dry overnight, as you can see, it dissolved right through. The acrylics layer was just fine. As you can see with spirits, cracking appeared as well, but where there were no spirits, the oil paint looked fine. So there we go. Good product to use, in my opinion, with acrylic painting, but I'm not going to be using it with oil paintings. I'll stick to the traditional gesso and just brush it on as I've always done. The other thing is, what about the cost? And roughly a can like this, they say, should cover about 2 square meters. And having worked out how much I can use in, or how many panels I can use with this spray compared to a tub of traditional gesso, it more or less works out about the same. So cost-wise, this isn't any more expensive than using traditional gesso, and it's also very quick. So if I need to do acrylics and needs some surfaces done fairly quickly, this is quite handy. But with oils, traditional gesso will be just fine.